Welcome to another edition of Life Talk. I am your host, Chris Brooks, and as always, I'm excited and delighted to be a part of your day. Today's topic is entitled Satisfaction. Satisfaction. I heard somebody wrote a song years ago said, I can't get no satisfaction. We're going to talk about how to get satisfaction in the life we live. Coming from the book of Ecclesiastes 1 and 8, Ecclesiastes, the first chapter and the 8th verse, it records as saying, the eyes are never satisfied with seeing, neither are the ears satisfied with listening or hearing. The eyes are never satisfied with seeing, and neither are the ears satisfied with hearing. Solomon, being the preacher, he talks about our insatiability. And one thing about it, he talks from a natural carnal perspective. He's not talking about spiritual stuff. He's just talking about natural stuff. Not satisfied. We can never see enough, can never hear enough. And he talks about the insatiability of man. The word insatiable means that we are incapable of being satisfied. You know, you have some people that are more so than others. You know, some people you can never satisfy them. I remember one time my father was very insatiable. I was doing a job for him. I was putting a floor down on his in his business. I was putting floor tile down rather. And he just kept fussing at me and fussing at me. And I said, Pop, why are you fussing at me so much? He said, because I don't have nobody else to fuss at. So when I finished the job, he said, son, I must admit, I am hard to please. I'm hard to please, but you did a good job. And I don't really want to tell you that, but you did a good job. So there are people that are very insatiable. Am I talking to anybody out there that it's just never right? It's just, can you tweak that a little bit? Never satisfied, never satisfied. It ain't never enough for you. Solomon also talks about vanity. He says, vanity of vanities, all is vanity, says the preacher. And he says it again, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What is vanity? Vanity is described as a vapor. It's like a tea kettle. My wife and I drink green tea, and we put water in the tea kettle, and then it whistles, meaning it's hot, and the lid will go up, and you see the vapor. Once you turn that heat off, the vapor dissipates. It's over. And that's how things are in this life. No matter what you do, you have to prepare yourself for the next thing, and you cannot live off your laurels. Most people are not satisfied because they're still living in the past. They want to hold on to what used to be instead of going on to what could be and the progressive things of God. It's like eating. You can never... Eating is vanity, because no matter how much you eat, you're going to need to eat again in a few hours from now. If you don't drink X amount of liquid, X amount of water in so many days, your reservoir will dry up and you will die. Gas, you can fill that tank up all you want, and the next thing you know, you need to fill it up again, and then we start complaining. You know, gas prices are too high. It's this, it's that, it's the other. And you know, that is part of the vanity of life. Nothing lasts. And then some of us want to feel good about ourselves outside of ourselves. So we go buying products that make us feel satisfied, to make us feel good about ourselves. We got to get something. I don't want to use name brands because I don't want to offend nobody. But we'll go buy something that costs $200 where you can buy the same thing for $20. And we feel like we're better, and we feel greater, and we feel more satisfied and more fulfilled, because satisfaction is fulfillment. It is contentment. That's what true satisfaction is. So we buy things and we do things to make us feel satisfied, and when God himself wants to be our satisfaction. My wife and I, we've been to the Bahamas several times, and we'll get on a Carnival cruise, and we have such a great time. And you get to the Bahamas, and they got those white sandy beaches, and they got those jet skis, and oh, it's so beautiful, it's so opulent. And I am satisfied when I'm in the Bahamas. Then we'll come back to the States, and then we'll go to Norfolk, and we'll go on the Spirit of Norfolk, and I am satisfied on that Spirit of Norfolk. And then we'll go to Newport News Park and get on a paddle boat, and I'm satisfied on that paddle boat. So being on a big cruise ship does not dictate my satisfaction of how I feel about anything in life. The key to being satisfied is to always remember this. We are all born with a space, with a hole in our hearts. And until we allow God to come in our hearts, and the word heart comes from the Greek word cardia, which means the heart of mind or your soul. It's not talking about the heart that pumps blood. Until we accept Jesus and allow him to come into our hearts, to fill the void, when he fills us with his presence, with his love, and with his satisfaction, we will cease to be insatiable. How many pairs of shoes do you need? How many watches can you wear at one time? How many cars can you drive? How much money? The Bible says strive not to be rich, and the Bible says life does not consist of the abundance of your riches. Now, I'm not saying you can't have nice things. We're not talking about that. It's just that some of us are so insatiable. It's never enough. It's never enough. This wife is not enough. My husband's not enough. My children are not enough. We got to get Botox. We got to get injections. We got to get implants because it's not enough. And we live in a society, especially with this social media, and you can see it time and time again, each and every day for those that follow Facebook and Snapchat and things of that nature, that it's never enough for some people. They got to go to the next big thing. iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you'll find yourself spending $200 on a phone and you're still not satisfied. What is it going to take? I'm telling you, the secret to being satisfied in life is to allow God to come into your heart and let him reside in there. He resides in you, you reside in him, and he makes us satisfied and happy with the simplest things of life. My wife and I will tell you, just to walk on the beach makes us happy. We don't have to go to Virginia Beach. We can go to Buckrow Beach. We don't have to go on a cruise. We can go over here. We don't have to buy a motorcycle. We can ride our bicycles. It doesn't take much. You drive a Bentley, I drive a Nissan. Your car do the same thing mine do, as the old Deacon Farmer used to say, bring in, carry it. My cologne smells just as good as yours. My Caress soap smells just as good as your soap. So it really doesn't matter what you have, what you possess in life. If you got God, that's all you need. It's really all you need, because everything else is vapor. It's vanity. It passes away. It's never enough. So my friends, don't forget, when you put God in your heart and you put him first in everything, you can be satisfied with everything. My wife and I just left Alexandria yesterday, and she said, Chris, were you happy on the trip? Did you enjoy yourself? I said, baby, I'm satisfied driving in this car with you, having a conversation. I'm satisfied the fact that, and satisfaction has a lot to do with being grateful. I'm grateful that we got cold AC blowing in our faces, 91 degrees outside with the heat index of 100. I'm satisfied to have AC. I'm satisfied that we got a cooler in the back seat and we got water and juice and cranberry juice and orange juice. I'm satisfied for the simple things of life. Not that I don't like things that are not simple. I like great things. I like nice things like everyone else. But I am satisfied. There's an old saying by the old saints. They used to say, they used to testify. They would say, I'm saved, I'm sanctified, and I'm what? And I'm satisfied. When you get God in your heart, he'll satisfy you. He'll satisfy you. He will make you content. As Paul said, whatsoever state I'm in, I learned to be content until when? Until I can do better. But until I get to where I want to go, I am satisfied with where I am. It doesn't mean I don't want to do better. It doesn't mean I don't want to strive for better. But I am satisfied. Once again, we thank you for tuning in to Life Talk. And always remember, as I always said, the best is yet to come. God bless you.